We got 6 amps going into the battery bank from the cells, and you think that's low for a cloudy day?
No, that's plenty. Well, it's average.
I'm recording it. So
It's average.
Yep.
So,
And then you saw 11 amps coming out of the batteries.
yeah, that's what's coming out. So assuming at night time you're not getting anything in, assuming you're getting that draw out during the night time as well, you're basically just using twice as much as you're putting in. On a sunny day, assuming, you know, just ballpark it, you're probably getting about 12 to 15 amps in, which you're taking out. So when it's sunny, you're probably self-sufficient taking out what you're putting in during the day, but you're still running a deficit. You know what I mean? You're still in debt, in power debt.
Yeah.
Simply like you're taking out more than you're putting in. And
But why would it die, even when he didn't have the fridge? So for the first time when that went...
You've only got 500 amp hours, right?
Yeah.
So assuming these are second-hand battery,
But they're in parallel, so it's actually creating
it still doesn't.
1,000.
No, still only 500.
How many are yours?
I've got
Thousands.
I've got about 1,000.
Hello.
So, hey Jasper.
So you reckon my amp hours is too low for what I need?
Inside?
Yeah, of course.
Basically,
Just wipe your feet.
our battery bank.
Go inside, but wipe your feet. Have a look around every room.
Hey, our battery bank's about 1,000 amp hours.
Yeah.
So it's about twice this. So it's not your panels or your system. It's simply your storage. It's like having a huge farm shed and having a 1,000-litre water tank off the farm shed. You're getting heaps and heaps and heaps.
And so when it's cloudy, these batteries aren't even storing enough.
If no one's here for a week, right? It would probably,
because he's
500
been here a
amp hours.
week
Yeah. See, that's where you run.
in cloudy weather.
If it was just you guys here every weekend, you'd have 500. I will say 350 amp hours worth of energy stored in here, right, from the week, because it'd only take a couple of days of sunny weather, and these would all be full, like a full tank.
Patrick was saying, he was saying it only takes 2 hours to fill these batteries up when it's in sunny weather. Does that make sense?
No, because you can measure it, right? 500 amp hours worth of energy can be stored in here.
Yeah.
Right? Say you work off 80% and take off a bit more because they're second-hand batteries.
Yeah.
So say 350 amp hours worth of battery. Unless that charger can put 150 amps, right, in there, it's not going to charge in 2 hours, because I just measured it. It's only putting 6 amps in. So my estimation is, on a cracking sunny day, it might put 15 or 20 amps in, right? 20 into 350.
Over the 20 amp hours over the whole day, 15 to 20 over the whole day.
Well, it's putting actually physical. Say best case scenario, you're pumping 20 amps in on a summer's day, right? Sun overhead, beaming down at it. That's 20 amps. So 500. If these were brand new, there'd be 500 amp hours. It'd take 5. It'd take 25 hours of bright sunshine
to fill them up.
Got it.
it.
But then you've got to, because amps, I'll do a little diagram, because this is the thing you've got to understand. Like, amps is the way you sort of understand your power. Volts really don't mean much. That's like a potential.
Yeah.
Like you've got a tank up there, and it's got a certain amount of water pressure, right? Even if you're using it or not, the pressure remains the same, right?
Yeah.
But the current is the amount of flow, how much energy you're basically taking out of the batteries. And that's what I think basically you're in a deficit, because on average these guys are using 9 amps, right? And on average you might only be putting in between 5 and 10. So to compensate for nighttime and stuff, you really want to be putting in, and the way I've worked mine out and I've never had a problem is, if you can be putting in double what you're storing or using, well, see, here's the catch, right? It's like back to the tank analogy. if you have a bigger bank of battery, it's like you can store it for longer. So these guys might be here for a week, but it'll take longer to draw the batteries down because it's simply a bigger storage volume. Like, it's the same as having a 20,000 litre tank.
So should I turn this
5,000.
into a 1000? Currently this is only a 500 system.
This is rated as 500 amp hours. That's the amount of...
In my memory I have something
amps.
that the way it was done up, and they're all joining that way. So it is only 500.
Yeah, it is only 500.
But it generates 24.
Well, it's 12 volts. Come in here and I'll write down, and this will sort of explain it. Yeah.